Welcome to the Everything Podcast. In this episode, I'm going to recapping the 13 Doctor Adventures releases from 2025. There is only a couple, so it's not going to be a 40-minute episode like the 11th Doctor Chronicles episode was, which only released a couple of days ago. If you're listening to this episode, watch this episode, I don't necessarily know what order Matt's going to release the episodes in, but that kind of is not something for me to worry about. As I deal with the speaker and the audio side, and Matt deals with the video YouTube side, obviously the animation bit, and kind of my job is significantly easier because I just record episodes on things that I enjoy talking about, which at the moment is very Big Finish heavy, because I kind of thought I've not actually recapped any of the ranges, so I thought I'd get started with that, and then I realised how many ranges, since it's kind of the last Doctor one, kind of in the with the main Doctor. We have got the next episode with the future Doctor, and then we move on to this spin-off. Just a few spoilers there for future episodes, but we're talking about the 13th Doctor Adventures 2025 releases with this, which was actually announced in the middle of 2024, a whole year before it released, and we started off with the 13th Doctor Adventures Vampire Weekend, which was released in July 2025 and written by Tim Foley, with the following synopsis. It's Gina's Hendu and her maid of honour has booked a large manor in the Peak District. All her friends should be here, including Yasmin Khan, who's been mysteriously quiet whilst away on her travels. But Yaz is bringing a guest, someone who isn't invited, someone who might prove a little disruptive. The Doctor is joining the celebrations. Unfortunately, so is an aged enemy. This episode was recorded on the 19th of June. 2024, and stars Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor and Mandip Gill as Yasmin Khan. So before I do spoil everything with the 13th Doctor Adventures Vampire Weekend, here's the trailer.
Doctor! Yes! What are you doing here? Why'd you have chickens? You said it was a hen do. So let's get this party started.
From Big Finish Productions, the 13th Doctor Adventures Vampire Weekend.
Have you ever met somebody who turns up in a place and then everything goes bananas and everyone starts screaming?
Not sure I have, no.
Right. Well, you have now. Fancy an egg? Your friend is weird. Yeah. I won't get in the way, I promise. We discussed this when I got the invite. It's a big day for my mate Gina. I can't have trouble. Trouble? Help! There's something here. What is it?
Well, smells awful.
What is that? Oh no. Is that... It's not as bad as you think. Which means it's 10 times worse. This time's different. Why? This time I have you. Doctor, get back! Don't worry, Yaz. This showdown's been a long time coming. From Macedonia to Pluto to...
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
This weekend's going to be a nightmare.
That was the trailer for the 13th Doctor Adventures Vampire Weekend, which, spoilers alert, I really enjoyed. And probably is my favourite 13th Doctor Adventures release that we've had so far. But yeah, kind of, I think it's a really good start, jumping on point for the 13th Doctor. Kind of obviously with in her Big Finish era. And kind of people have noticed that in the credits for all of these, it's series 1. So it is unlike David Tennant, who kind of only does Big Finish when he can, is Jodie Whittaker and Mandip Gill as 13 and Yaz. They're going to keep doing it along the lines that Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper have as Nine and Rose, which kind of alternates with these stories when they're released. So yeah, kind of that's something to note. But kind of this episode is just really fun. It kind of reintroduces us to the 13th Doctor Yaz, even though kind of when this episode was released, it had been only less than 3 years since we said goodbye to the 13th Doctor and Yaz in October 2022's Power of the Doctor. So kind of it didn't feel that they'd been gone that long. I think there was a few jokes that they ran off the screen and went straight into the Big Finish studio, which obviously didn't happen. And this release was recorded over a year before it was released. So yeah, it was interesting with that, and kind of it's really fun, and it's a murder mystery which kind of ends up where the who's been murdered, and there's vampires, and obviously in the title and the cover you can see that. But yeah, that was kind of a Vampire Weekend, which was really fun. Tim Foley on fine form as always, but kind of a really fun reintroduction into the 13th Doctor's era. Then we moved on to the second release of the 13th Doctor Adventures, that being The Return of the Doctor, which this time is written by Rory Thomas Howes, who is a brand new Big Finish writer who hadn't written anything else before this. But that has the following synopsis. Having saved the peaceful Zarians from an evil alien threat, the Doctor and Yaz sail off to their next adventure, only this time Yaz wonders if they're moving on or running away. Convincing a grudging Doctor to return to the planet, they are shocked to find Zarians in turmoil. What did the Doctor do? Why is the city in ruins? And what's that voice in Yaz's head? This story was recorded on the 21st of June 2024, and of course stars Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor and Mandeep Gill as Yasmin Khan. So before I do spoil the 13th Doctor Adventures, The Return of the Doctor, here's the trailer.
Oh my, the whole city's in ruins.
From Big Finish Productions, The 13th Doctor Adventures, Return of the Doctor.
Subtle it was at first. Raised voices, bit of rough housing. Then all of a sudden, fighting in the streets.
I thought Zarians were supposed to be peaceful. Oi, look. It's a poster. Wanted, the Doctor, alive. Me? What have I done?
Stop right there! Hands on your heads! Now!
No chance we're doing a round of head, shoulders, knees and toes.
They all blame you for something. Except no one can tell us what. It's like hyperfixation.
Doctor, look at their eyes. Clouded over. That's interesting.
Citizens, our decade of turmoil approaches its long-awaited end. At last, we have the Doctor.
Oh, good. I love an entrance.
Doctor, I sentence you. At noon tomorrow, in this very square, you will be executed. Take her away.
Wait, what have I done? Yes, Doctor! Get up here! Let me through!
I reckon, whatever it is, it's alive. It's evil.
Yasmin Khan.
Who's there?
Yasmin Khan.
I've heard you before. Who are you?
It's all her fault.
What do you want? I know what this is now. And it's still in you. It's alive and it's...
Doctor?
What do you mean? What's in me? The Whisper was ready for a feast. Now it's starving. It's eating its host inside out.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
She cannot run forever. Tomorrow, the Doctor will die.
That was the trailer for the 13th Doctor Adventures, The Return of the Doctor, which was released in September 2025, written by Rory Thomas Howes. And this is a very different tone from the first release, Vampire Weekend, a little bit more darker and kind of a more combative relationship, because, as you heard in there, Yaz is possessed by the Whisper, as the Doctor calls it. And kind of the Doctor is kind of... Doctor and Yaz are separated from much of the story. Obviously, as we know, kind of a very different to the 11th and 12th Doctor Chronicles and Adventures, that we know that both 13 and Yaz and 9 and Rose in their series, they have to get out. They have to survive, because they have to get to the end with the power of the Doctor in 13 in Yaz's case, and the parting of the ways in 9 and Rose's case. But kind of it is interesting that even though and we know that going in, that kind of, could Big Finish do it? Could they find a way to kill, maybe not that strongly, but kind of pose new aspects to the 13th Doctor, where kind of there's things in there that, even though we know that where they end up, it's the journey of getting there. And kind of I will talk about kind of the future of the 13th Doctor Adventures after the final release of the 13th Doctor Adventures for 2025, that being what's it called, Lionesses in Winter, written by Lisa McMullen and was released in November 2025, being kind of the finally the 13th Doctor getting a Christmas special, obviously, because in her era she got New Year's specials instead. So before I show you the trailer and let you know my thoughts, here's the synopsis. England, 1183, the court of Henry II, the Doctor and Yaz, gatecrash a right royal if terrifyingly dysfunctional family Christmas at Henry's estranged wife Eleanor, Henry's estranged wife Eleanor returns to spend your time with the fam. The Doctor and Yaz uncover an imposter amongst them, but who are they really and what do they want? This episode was recorded on the 5th and 10th of July 2024 and the 28th of May 2025, and of course stars Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor and Mandip Gill as Yasmin Khan. So before I do let you know my thoughts and spoil the 13th Doctor Adventures Lionesses in Winter, here's the trailer.
Welcome, Queen Eleanor, returned from exile.
Henry, there's a blonde woman sitting on your throne.
Hello. Or is it good morrow?
From Big Finish Productions, The 13th Doctor Adventures, Lionesses in Winter.
Let me in.
The ground's cracking open. Not just the ground, but the castle walls. Is it an earthquake? Worse, it's a quantum quake. Run! Oh, the crack in the mirror is bigger.
I am fading.
Don't let go. You shouldn't have been able to cross between universes.
Please help me.
I'm trying. You have to return to your own universe. You can't make him go back there.
Well, look what the cat dragged in.
I can feel something pulling from it, like suction.
Dear Lord.
I need a form.
Can I help?
I will take yours.
Doctor!
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
It's not the ending that counts. It's the story you tell along the way. You would say that. You hate endings.
That was the trailer for the 13th Doctor Adventures Lionesses in Winter, and is the first historical story of the 13th Doctor Adventures. Obviously, Vampire Weekend being a present story, and then The Return of the Doctor being an alien episode taking place on another planet. This is the first episode to take place in the past, obviously take place in 1183 during the era of Henry II, and kind of focuses on the family dynamic, obviously during the 13th Doctor era, kind of with the fam, with the 13 Yaz, Bran and Graham, and then moving into 13 Yaz and Dan. Obviously this series, the 13th Doctor Adventures Series 1, takes place during kind of what would have happened if there was a series between where just the 13th Doctor had Yaz. This takes place after Revolution of the Daleks, the 2021 New Year special, where Ryan and Graham leave, and the start of Series 13 Flux, where Dan joins the Doctor and Yaz, which we do see a bit of in the first few minutes of the Halloween Apocalypse, episode 1 of Flux there. But kind of it just it just is very different, and kind of is a nice historical and change of paces. We do know that there is a story arc that has been fed through all the way from Vampire Weekend, which released in July 2025, to the finale of, we assume, of the 13th Doctor Adventures Series 1, which we'll get into in a second. But yeah, it's a nice historical kind of Doctor and Yaz being at Christmas, because we didn't get to see that on TV. As I said, they were New Year's episodes then. So we didn't get to see that, so it's nice to see more from the 13 and Yaz, and kind of every 2 months we get a new episode from them, so it's not box sets where there's big gaps. It's nice, consistent 13 and Yaz content. And speaking of, in 2026 we've already had a release of the 13th Doctor Adventures with Ride or Die, which builds on that and introduces the tourist at the very end. We get a the first heard first voice of the tourist. We don't know what it is, but that's not the release I want to talk about that we know about. It's the Violet Hour, which as of time of recording you may have already heard because it's being released in March 2026, written by Rafaela Marcus, who has only written I think one other thing, Torchwood, the Last Love Song of Susie Costello. At the time of recording, we don't have a trailer, but we do have a synopsis, which is as follows. The Doctor and Yaz arrive in the East End of London, 1926. There's grief in the air. Not only the years of war and sickness, but a more recent death. A strange message prompts them to investigate the murder of a medium, a young woman whose seances hide deeper secrets and an unearthly power that threatens the entire city. This episode was recorded on the 25th of June, 2025, and of course stars Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor and Mandip Gill as Yasmin Khan. So this kind of continues the 13th Doctor Adventures, and the 13th Doctor Adventures. The Violet Hour is only episode 5. We have a 12-episode series which runs all the way up to May 2027, so we've got 6 releases in 2026 and then 3 episodes to finish off series 1 in 2027, with hopefully more 13th Doctor Adventures releases beyond that, but obviously that's over a year away, so we have no idea. But that's it for this episode, as kind of I've brought up to date and the future of the 11th, not the 11th. I don't know why I keep saying that. The 13th Doctor Adventures. Let me know what you thought of the releases of the 13th Doctor Adventures so far. If you listen to them, as if what you're looking forward to maybe hearing in future 13th Doctor Adventures releases, if it's past companions or monsters, or maybe 13 having a rematch with her master Sacha Dhawan, or meeting the fugitive Doctor, which will be the next episode that I will record. But yeah, without further ado, let me know all this recap if you've not listened to any of them. But without further ado, I will see you in a future episode of the podcast. See you then. Goodbye.